This is Ira Glass of This American Life. Each week on our show, we choose a theme, tell different stories on that theme. All right, I'm just going to stop right there. You're listening to an NPR podcast. Chances are you know our show. So instead, I'm going to tell you, we've just been on a run of really good shows lately. Some big, epic, emotional stories, and some weird, funny stuff, too. Download us, This American Life.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers. And we're broadcasting this week from the Rotunda here at Car Talk Plaza, where my brother has a little legislative news. Is that what you have?
Beep, 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 beep.
Handwritten.
UPI, API, CPI. It says right here, beep, 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 beep. Here it is. In a surprise move today, it was announced that the United States House of Representatives will propose a bill which abolishes all drunken driving laws in the country. Drunk driving is simply not all it's cracked up to be, chuckled Newton Farquhar Gingrich, Speaker of the House. Those radical groups like Mothers Against Drunk Driving are just another hysterical bunch of PMS-crazed women who just don't know how to have a good time, he said. In the proposed measure, drunk driving will no longer be considered a crime in any of the 50 states, all its territories, and especially Washington, D.C. When questioned by critics about the possible influence of efforts by the beverage and restaurant industry lobbyists, Mr. Gingrich replied, "Now, there's a bunch of people who really know how to have a party. The past 6 months has been a dream come true. Yes, it is kind of a blur, but I think it was great." Gingrich denied allegations that he was slurring his words during his presentation, but the news conference did end abruptly when he stumbled and fell off the podium. It's right off the presses. I mean, that's it. Nice work.
Boy, the internet's going to manage to get one of us in jail.
Well, I mean, the Senate goes and passes a bill with a .08 blood alcohol level, and the House doesn't even vote on it, thanks to Newton Farquhar Gingrich. Is that his name? Farquhar. Why? I mean, they admit that they've had parties for months. The restaurant industries and the beer industry, the liquor industry, has literally had parties in the Senate, in the House buildings, in the conference rooms where they have come in with guys, set up a bar and served hors d'oeuvres and beer. And made presentations saying, this is a bunch of junk. And all those morons, how many are there? Like 500 of them?
Well, 400 and something.
They fell for it.
Yeah?
And boy, I mean,
They got them liquored up, huh?
I thought the guy from the Department of Agriculture had something to be ashamed of. But do their mothers know what they're up to? No. And it's just my opinion, but that's it.
Okay.
That's it. And he fell down. I hope he didn't hurt himself.
Well, when you're drunk and you fall down, usually
you don't even know you fell down. I mean, he said that the last 6 months were great. He thinks. He can't remember them.
Okay, if you'd like to call us, the number is 888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Gary in Louisville.
Gary in Louisville.
How
Or
you
Louis
doing?
in Garyville.
So, Gary, get pasta, man.
Well, I've got a 92 Isuzu Rodeo with about 92,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
6 months ago, I was living in Baltimore, and I took it in for a regular checkup, and they said they noticed a problem with it, checked it out, and said that the valve on the third cylinder was burned, and it needed a valve job. And they said it would run about $800. And I said, well, do I have to do this right away? And they said, no, it won't hurt anything to keep driving it for a while. And next month I'm planning to go on a 12 to 1,300 mile trip to northern Nebraska. And I'm wondering if it's okay to drive this. Now, I called my local dealer here and explained the situation, and he said, get it fixed as soon as possible. It could spread to other cylinders.
Oh, it's like a contagion.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Don't you
And
love it?
Well, he's right in a sense.
Yeah.
Although he didn't use
His terminology is interesting.
Yes, he didn't use the right terminology. It can't spread to other cylinders, but because you have a cylinder that isn't contributing to the overall power of the engine,
No, it ain't good to keep
you're
driving.
making the other cylinders work harder. This is a V6, this is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a V6.
Did he say how badly it was burned? Did he give you any compression numbers?
Yeah.
Give us some numbers.
I don't remember the specific numbers, but it was about half what it should have been.
Half.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. But does it seem to run roughly at idle?
When I'm at a light or something, it's bouncing up and down.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't drive any 1,200 miles with it.
No.
Get it done.
When are you planning to leave?
About a month.
That'll give enough time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like a vacation you're going on?
Yeah, it's a star party, a gathering of amateur astronomers.
You're gonna drag your Dobsonian out there and
You
look at
bet.
the heavens?
Yep.
What's a Dobsonian?
None of your damn business.
This man knows his telescope.
Yes, he does.
Gee, well, have fun.
Yeah, it should be.
Good luck, Gary.
Thanks a lot.
Do it.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. Bye-bye.
1-888 Car Talk. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hello, this is Jerry in Adrian, Michigan.
Jerry, like G-E-J-E-G-E-R-I.
Nope. Jere.
Oh, excellent. What part of California did your parents come from?
None at all.
Come on.
Midwestern born.
Jere.
I know.
What is this a shortening of?
Nothing.
Nothing,
That's
right?
her name.
Jerry.
Yep.
Jerry.
Jerry.
And where are you from again?
Adrian, Michigan.
Adrian. Okay. What's
All right,
up,
Jerry?
Jerry?
We're going to go with it.
Okay, well, it actually starts with a surgical story. My sister is a nurse in surgery, and she somehow got me signed up to give a fellow nurse's husband a ride to work a couple of days a week.
Got it.
So they are talking, after this has been going on, they are talking, my sister and this woman, over, I don't know, an open appendix or something. And it turns out that this guy I give a ride to work with is not satisfied with my driving ability.
Oh. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't come to me, of course. It
No.
has to be discussed over,
Yeah, the
some
sister,
patient.
Right.
your
over
sister
blood and
talks to
guts.
her friends. Her friend mentions what her... And by the way, Frank was telling me that your sister is the worst driver he's ever...
Well, the whole crux of the situation is I have a stick shift, and when I am coming up to a stop sign or stoplight, my tendency has always been to put the car into neutral, take it out of gear, and coast up to the sign, put it in first gear, and go. And apparently this man feels that what I need to be doing is going through all my gears, downshifting, until I come to a stop.
Oh.
Well, first of all, why isn't he driving himself to work?
Oh, it's not. It's an ugly situation. Something he passed out at work or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's a medical situation.
Yeah.
So he passed out, but not enough to stop bugging you.
Righto.
Yeah. Find out what made him pass out, and maybe you can give him the same stuff. When
I
he
got
gets
it. I got it. Your sister has obvious access
to ether.
Ether. There you go. Right.
Get him a new prescription.
No, you need to just wave a little handkerchief under his nose every morning,
And he'll be out until you get him to work.
and he won't even know it hit him.
I kind of like it.
It's kind of interesting that he happens to work where you work.
In the same, I actually drive about 30 miles to work, so he actually works in the same city.
Oh, okay. And then
So,
he's got to make
not-
his way to wherever he's going.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Gotcha.
let's go to the important stuff first. I mean, do you enjoy traveling with this guy, or is he a pain in the neck?
He's kind of a pain in the neck.
I mean, talk about looking a gift horse in the mouth.
I mean, I don't really mind giving him a ride to work so much, but actually, he's the one who talks pretty much nonstop from the time I get him in my car until I drive. I mean, I can say about 3 words the whole drive.
No,
Yeah,
it's just what you
especially-
want to do early in the morning is talk to some pain in the neck.
Right.
Do you have a tape player in your car?
Yeah.
Good.
Don't you have loud
You need
heavy
to,
metal
You
music
need
in
to
your
the
car?
next morning when you pick him up. You need to buy the loudest, most obnoxious CD you could possibly find, or tape you can possibly find, and tell him that you've just discovered this band, and aren't these guys great?
Yeah.
I've bought 10 tapes of theirs, and I can't believe how great these guys are. And they're only good if it's 100 decibels. I mean, you can't play it low. You got to hear it. You got to hear every sound. And you fade it over to the right.
I love it.
I love it, too.
By the way,
neither one of you's right.
Why not?
No, you're all right.
You're righter than him.
Yeah, as long as you're not coasting at 40 miles an hour. If you're coasting from 10 miles an hour down to zero,
that's fine.
You are perfectly right. You're fine.
Yeah, but his idea of if you're in fifth, you got to go to fourth to third to second to first, he's nuts.
Well,
so not only is he a pain in the butt, but
I don't
he's
want to
a
wear out the
jerk,
clutch.
too.
That's
Exactly.
Well, what's the most correct way?
Well, it depends on how fast you're going. How fast are you going when you decide you have to stop?
Well,
And what gear are you in?
probably fourth gear going 30. You
And then what do you
Sure.
do? You shift from fourth to neutral
yeah,
and coast down from 30?
yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would take your foot off the gas and step on the brake while staying in fourth gear, and you can slow down to 20 in fourth gear.
Yeah,
It might start bucking, at which point you throw it in neutral and you're there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if he doesn't like the way you're doing it, I do.
I'm telling you, that heavy metal is
Thank
going to
you.
drive him out of his tree.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
See you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Good luck, Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You do a guy a favor. You drive him 30 miles. Jeez.
I know, and you got to listen to the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he talks about you
Yeah.
behind your back. I mean, he could have said, gee, Jerry, I think you're probably downshifting incorrectly. I've been driving a long time, and I think this is the right way to do it. That would have been a nicer thing. It would have made good conversation, too.
Sure.
And this guy wouldn't be making a jerk of himself.
Yeah, I mean, how many people named Jerry are there in Adrian, Michigan? So if
No,
he's listening,
Oh, yeah.
and you know that every jerk in the world listens to our show.
We didn't ask for his name. We should have gotten his name. Get her back on the phone. Okay, now before we give the answer to last week's puzzler, we have to pause.
Why? Why can't we just do the puzzler? I mean, why can't we just do that now?
Because you're going to need time to remember it, because this was your puzzler. We'll be back in a minute.
This message comes from Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. With Wise, you can send, spend, or receive money across borders, all at a fair exchange rate. No markups or hidden fees. Join millions of customers and visit wise.com. T's and C's apply.
These days, there is a lot of news. It can be hard to keep up with what it means for you, your family, and your community. Consider This from NPR as a podcast that helps you make sense of the news. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a story and provide the context, the backstory, and analysis you need to understand our rapidly changing world. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.
I'm Tanya Mosley, co-host of Fresh Air. At a time of sound bites and short attention spans, our show is all about the deep dive. We do long-form interviews with people behind the best in film, books, TV, music, and journalism. Hear our guests open up about their process and their lives in ways you've never heard before. Listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
It all starts with listening to the person in front of you and the person you'll never meet, to the person living a story and the journalist who helps you see it in a new light. The NPR network is built on listening, with microphones in every region, so we're there anytime a voice or sound demands to be heard. Hear stories in the first person, hear the bigger picture on NPR.
Hey, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers, and here is the answer to last week's puzzle, which came from none other than my own brother.
Yeah. So there I was leafing through a book, and I saw this ad for a company, which I subsequently found out had gone out of business. And as I presented the puzzler, I said that there are many companies that go out of business because technology overtakes them. And this is known as the buggy whip syndrome.
It's left in the dust.
They're
so
left
to
in the
speak.
dust. They're making buggy whips, and then there are no more horses.
No more buggies.
And this was a company that went out of business, presumably for the same reason, and yet this company was called the Scott Muffler Company.
Now, you would think that with a name like that, it's a cutting-edge company. I mean, it's
Sure.
around at the time when cars were coming into their own.
That's right. It was actually 1919
1919.
1919. And the Scott Muffler Company had these big ads, and technology put them out of business.
Get out of town.
Get out of
And,
town,
and
you
the
might
question
say.
was,
How come is that?
why?
Because,
What technology was it that put them out of business?
I mean, cars still have mufflers. They've had mufflers from day 3 up until now. Mm-hmm. And the reason that the Scott Muffler Company went out of business is they didn't make mufflers that go underneath the car.
No.
Because in 1919, cars...
They made rooftop mufflers.
They didn't have any heaters in cars.
Uh-huh.
And they were selling scarves.
All those kinds of
Scott
mufflers.
Muffler.
Put on your gloves
Put
and
on
your muffler.
gloves and your muffler so you wouldn't freeze your tush while you were driving in your 1919 Ford Model T.
Now, I want to just show you how to be supportive of a sibling that utters a crummy puzzler. Boy, that was wonderful. That was historic, folkloric, challenging, interesting, and what was other? I can't come up with any. I mean, charming.
Well,
and obfuscating.
Just to let you know that I'm a man who likes honesty. I mentioned this puzzler
a bunch of people
to my wife the other day.
Yeah.
And she says, why did they go out of business? People still wear scarves.
Huh.
And I said, oops.
Well, not to the same degree that they would be wearing them if cars didn't have windshields. That was the other thing.
Sure.
The windscreen became popular, too.
Yeah.
At that time. And
But still,
obviated.
they shouldn't have gone out of business.
No, they should. They were mismanaged, I think.
Mismanagement. Absolutely.
What they should have been doing was they should have been stuffing those things in the tailpipes to quiet the cars down.
All right. So, do we have a winner?
Do we have a winner?
Yeah.
Our winner this week is William DeBuvitz.
Really?
From Mendham, New Jersey, and for having his correct answer chosen at random from among all the right answers this week, William will get one of our CDs, Men Are From GM, Women Are From Ford. It's a CD about couples and cars, a must for anyone looking to generate discussion with a significant other. Anyway, we'll have a brand new puzzler. Notice how I just zip right through that? Zip. We'll have a brand new puzzler.
I could learn to do that.
You could. I don't think so. We'll have a brand new puzzler coming up in the third half of today's show, so don't touch that dial. In the meantime, we will take your calls at 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255.
I love
Hello,
it.
You're on Car Talk.
Hey guys, my name's Linda Weaselquist and I'm calling from Seattle.
Linda,
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent.
I must say, however, that I am originally from Westford, Massachusetts.
West Ford.
No kidding. So how long you been in Seattle, Linda?
Oh, about 2.5 years now.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's kind of damp.
You involved in the high-tech business?
Actually, I'm not. I'm involved in the consulting business.
Low-tech.
Yeah.
Is that why you moved to Seattle, like to get a different job?
Well, the job market's pretty good here, so I kind of figured, hey, I'll move here. I graduated from college and decided to have a little adventure.
Where did you graduate from college?
Cornell.
Cornell?
Yeah, upstate New York.
Far above Cayuga's
Exactly.
water.
There's an awful smell.
There's an awful smell.
I don't think that's the version that they
house that they call Cornell. Yeah. So what are you calling us for, Linda? You got nothing better to do?
Well, I have...
And are you billing it to a client?
My Swedish client. I have a Volvo problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak to us.
I have a 1970 Volvo 144S.
The consulting business went good.
With 259,000 miles on it.
Excellent.
Anyway, so about a week ago, my husband Charles walks in and says, I fixed the Volvo again. Let's go for a ride.
Again.
All right, let's go get a hot fudge sundae.
So I walk outside, and my jaw hits the ground because he's really hit the Volvo. I mean, he's really done it this time.
Yeah.
He cut the top off of the car. I've got a chop-top Volvo.
No kidding. He made it into a convertible?
Yeah.
Well, not really a convertible. More like a dump truck, right?
Yeah, not convertible to anything.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
So he chopped it right off, including the rear window.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Took the rear window right out.
Uh-huh. It's just sitting in
cut off the
backyard.
B pillars.
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
This is cool.
Of course,
I love
I'm
it.
just like, of course I wanted to get rid of the car forever, so I'm just, Oh, man.
Well,
I'm
you're
gonna
well
wanna
on your
keep
way
it.
to getting rid of it forever. I'd say this is a good start.
thinking I
One
could
or two
park it in
more
front of
weekends,
it.
and it ought to be acceptable for the trash compactor.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
No,
that's my question, and it's become somewhat of a marital debate.
The answer
here.
is you're right.
You're absolutely right. It is not safe anymore.
Are you serious? Yeah, that's exactly my question.
Of course it is.
Oh,
Because, I mean, they reinforce convertibles and stuff, and this is not meant to be a convertible, right?
Exactly right.
It doesn't mean it can't be made safer.
Okay, well, how?
Here's what
we
he's
put a
gonna
roll
do.
bar on it or something?
He's got to go down to the local steel shop,
The mill. Go right to the mill.
mill, and he's got to buy a 4-foot bar, bar, and weld it right behind the front seats, right across the back, from side to side, and that'll hold the back end together.
Oh, man. Now he's going to want to keep it forever.
And then you're going to buy 2 football helmets. Oh, man, I would love to see. Hey, can you send us a picture?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh,
But
wow.
you're absolutely right. It is
Yeah,
unsafe, and it could be made safe by welding a roll cage in,
Okay.
or the I-beam is good.
Okay.
I think the I-beam is good.
Yeah, look around for some construction sites. Maybe you can steal one.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Hey, Linda, good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot,
And
guys.
don't drive
Don't
like
drive
my
in
brother, or don't drive like anyone's brother in
Don't
this thing.
drive with your husband, especially.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
It's creative, though, isn't it? It's creative.
It is indeed. I've always wanted the fun involved in just lopping off the top.
Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what it's time for now?
Time to be real nice to Charlton Heston.
No. It's time to play Stump the Chumps! All right, in order to comply with the federal Car Talk answer inspection requirement, we have created this segment, Stump the Chumps, where we bring a previous caller back on the show to see if our answer passed mustard.
And if our advice was wrong, what happens? We fail inspection?
Right, and a guy from the EPA comes out into the studio, slaps a rejection sticker on your forehead.
All right, so who's today's chump stumper?
It's Liz from Phoenix, Arizona. Liz called a couple of weeks ago and told us that her 93 Plymouth Acclaim was leaving little puddles of gasoline all over town.
Well, isn't that embarrassing?
Where I was going,
It had
wasn't
stopped.
doing it anymore.
Here's what you need. You need a jumpsuit.
Exactly.
I haven't worn a jumpsuit since the 60s.
Well, you're going to have to wear one.
You need to buy yourself a petite jumpsuit. Something maybe in a nice
Only-
pink.
I wish.
They have pink ones.
And you need to, when you smell the gas, which you may smell, you need to jump out of the car, in fact, you might want to just drive to work with the jumpsuit on. You need to jump out and stick your noggin in the
Jumpsuit? We told her to wear a jumpsuit? How's that going to fix the gas leak?
Well, it's not, but I always feel so professional, when I put my pink jumpsuit on.
Yeah, with the leotards. So, what did we really tell her to do? I sort of remember this call.
We told her, I believe, that one of the rubber seals in the fuel filter was probably leaking and that she should just replace it. There's a little O-ring.
Yeah, and I was with you on that one. It sounds simple enough. Liz, are you there?
Yes.
Before we let you play Stump the Chumps, we need to make sure that the answer you're about to give is unencumbered by the bribery process.
Is it true that you have not been offered cash, prizes, or grants of immunity by anyone at National Public Radio or the Independent Counsel's office in exchange for a favorable answer here on Stump the Chumps?
Unfortunately, that's true.
That is true. Okay.
No bribes. So how'd we do, Liz?
Well, you did.
Come on, all of America is holding its breath.
You did great.
Yay! This gets our average almost to 500.
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Fill us in. Let us bask in the glory.
Wait,
Give
did
us
you
the
get
details.
the jumpsuit?
Pardon?
Did you get the jumpsuit?
Well, my husband wouldn't wear it.
Well, I told you not to buy pink for him.
He wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, so what happened?
Yeah. So we took it in and told them that we had expert advice that this little valve on this quick release thing, I think you told me.
Yes, on the fuel filter. Yeah.
Yeah. And sure enough, they looked at that, and that's what it was.
Wow.
Now, I have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Do you know how much it cost me?
$22.95.
No, it should have cost you nothing.
Well, it did cost me something.
All right, $50.
You're right.
$50.
Twice, you're right.
Jeez, we're right. Double? Do we get another? Ta-da!
Now we're batting 600.
Does it count toward our batting average?
Well, Liz, we were glad we were able to help one caller last
month. And I have a son in the Army in Germany who sent me an email message the other day, very skeptical about Click and Clack Brothers helping me with my problem.
He did, huh?
He did. So I'm going to email him back and tell him that you did it.
Who is he? We'll make sure he gets KP for a month. Well, Liz, thanks for playing Stump the Chump, and thanks especially for giving us a vote of confidence.
Yes, yeah. I knew you guys could do it.
And if you lied, thanks for lying.
Yeah, thanks especially for that.
You're
thanks
welcome
especially,
on both
and
counts.
the check is in the mail.
See you, Liz.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, it's time to take another short break.
Well, is it time to, fine-tune the brand new puzzle?
Well, not exactly. It's time to think up the brand new puzzle. We'll be back in just about a minute.
On The Indicator from Planet Money podcast, we're here to help you make sense of the economic news from Trump's tariffs.
It's called, in game theory, a trigger strategy, or sometimes called grim trigger, which sort of has a cowboy-esque ring to it.
To what exactly a sovereign wealth fund is. For insight every weekday, listen to NPR's The Indicator from Planet Money.
Shortwave thinks of science as an invisible force, showing up in your everyday life. Powering the food you eat, the medicine you use, the tech in your pocket. Science is approachable because it's already part of your life. Come explore these connections on the Shortwave podcast from NPR.
As NPR's daily economics podcast, The Indicator has been asking businesses how tariffs are affecting their bottom line.
I paid $800,000 today.
You paid $800,000 in tariffs today?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And what that means for your bottom line. Listen to The Indicator from Planet Money. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
On the Planet Money podcast, you've seen them, those labels that say Made in China or Made in France. But what do they really mean?
The reaction was, it can't possibly work like that. That can't possibly be right.
We dig into the delightfully convoluted rules behind country of origin, what makes, say, a Chinese product Chinese, and how companies facing tariffs are getting creative. From Planet Money on NPR, wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you ever look at political headlines and go, huh? Well, that's exactly why the NPR Politics Podcast exists. We're experts, not just on politics, but in making politics make sense. Every episode, we decode everything that happened in Washington and help you figure out what it all means. Give politics a chance with the NPR Politics Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tapper Brothers, and we're here to discuss cars, car repair, and the new puzzler. Now, I have a plethora of putrid puzzlers. So I'm going to try to pick the least putrid of the bunch.
Good.
And you let me know if I succeed. And here it is. This was sent by a guy named Joseph Martinez from someplace in
Cyberland.
In the universe. I was driving on an access road going to get on the freeway. There was a convertible in front of me, top down, beautiful day. There was a couple in the car, which I assume were husband and wife. The car was a small sport type with a standard transmission. We had about 3 stoplights to go until the on-ramp for the freeway. At every stoplight, the couple would turn to each other and have a conversation. When the light turned green, the conversation would stop until they stopped at the next light. In other words, they would stop conversing, they'd come to the next light, and the conversation...
Sounds like my Fiat. You can't hear anybody talk.
So when they stopped at the next light, they conversed again and stopped. The light turned green and the conversation stopped abruptly.
Yeah.
Why did they only converse at red lights? There was no loud background noise. The car was not excessively noisy. They did not have the radio on. That's it. Now, if you think you know the answer...
Gave me the answer.
What?
My Fiat. You can't hear anybody. You can't even hear yourself think in my Fiat.
I'll repeat. There was no loud background noise. The car was not excessively noisy, and they did not have the radio on.
Yeah.
One of those 3 things is a hint. Now, if you think you know the answer or you're really basically bored to death and you have nothing else to do, send your answer to Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Our fair city.
MA 02238. Or if someone's standing next to the postage meter and you're afraid of getting caught, you can email us by going to the Talk to Car Talk section of cartalk.com.
Wait a minute. Did you say cartalk.com, not cartalk.msn.com?
Yes, I did. That was very observant of you.
What happened to the MSN, the Microsoft part of the address? Are we disassociating ourselves from the guys like our buddy Bill?
No, we'll discuss that next week.
Ooh, very intriguing.
In the meantime, you can email us at goodoldcartalk.com or you can call us at 888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Jordan from Iowa City.
Jordan,
How you
what's
doing?
shaking, man?
Well, I've got a 93 Taurus wagon with 83,000 miles on it, and the better half of the family drives it to work.
Yeah.
And it's making some bad sounds. One of them is a and the other one's a
Yeah, under what circumstances does it make each of these noises?
when it's running.
Oh, you just started up?
You start it up, and when you get out on the road, and it's got the
Wait, you got to be on the road for it to do that.
well, it does the noise more when in motion, but it does the noise when parked.
And this noise is coming from under the hood.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to think that you have maybe it's something as benign as a bad belt.
Yeah. Have you looked into that at all?
Well, I've had it to one mechanic and two dealers.
Oh.
And I've got about 10 different answers.
Really?
The first one was the no, the guy says it's the alternator.
Could be.
And with the guy says, well, that's a fuel pump, and then the next guy says, no, that's the water pump.
Gee, I mean, you can't make that mistake.
The fuel pump noise, it comes from the back.
Oh,
The water pump noise comes from the front.
If you're sitting in the car with the engine running, and only with the engine running, you can sometimes hear the fuel pump, and you can verify if it is the fuel pump, because it would have sounded a few months ago like this.
No, I haven't heard that one.
You didn't hear that. It ain't the fuel pump.
Okay.
However, the water pump would make noise whether you're in motion or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we have one further problem with it.
Yeah.
When the missus drives to work and she gets up to 40 to 45, she says it doesn't seem to want to engage in the last gear. It'll just, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, and then it's there.
See, you know, it's beginning to sink in, and boy, I'm starting to get nauseous.
What?
The reason that they haven't found the noise yet is the noise is really coming from the transmission.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ow.
Well, in a
that's why
way-
there's been such controversy. But now that you've added this one
But
little
see,
piece,
That's good news.
It is?
Because, well, I mean, we were just dealing with the fact that you needed 3 different repairs.
right a minute ago,
You had to
needed
fix the
an alternator.
You had to fix, and you had to fix the transmission. We now may be down to only one thing.
So for one $1,500 repair, you can be back in traffic by
Everything's
Monday.
done.
Well, no one said transmission yet.
Well, they're
Well-
trying to break you in. What they're trying to do is assess your tolerance for pain.
Replace everything and then that last.
See, here you are.
That's an interesting tactic. Here's what you do: if you have a customer that needs 6 jobs,
a new
done,
strategy,
right? And there's one that's a biggie.
You start all the
You
small
don't
ones.
disclose that one.
Of course
You're gonna have
not.
to spend $900 or so. Then
$200 at a time.
Exactly.
What, water pump? Yeah, that's $175. If we can do that, bingo, you do it.
Right. Alternator? Yeah, that's $210.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I think you should do them both at the same time. You'll save a few bucks. So you do that, and then they drop the bomb on you.
And by the way,
Oh, by the way, did we tell you needed a transmission?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
How about selection number 2? Trade off and get new car.
well, I mean, I think that might be a little drastic.
You think?
Well, it might be. I mean, this car is only a few years old, and it's only got 83,000 miles on it. I think it's a little bit premature to just dump it.
Yeah, and besides, that's the intelligent way out.
Hey, we're from Iowa, you know.
But what if you spent $2,000 on this car? I mean, as unacceptable as that may seem right now, you could warm up to the idea, couldn't you?
Oh, I'd do it.
Yeah, for
do
$2,000,
that.
you can get the transmission done, the water pump, the fuel pump, and an alternator.
And whatever else all those noises might be.
And they'll throw in an air freshener and a car wash, too.
Cool.
And I think you should do that.
Well, thanks for your advice, fellas.
Yeah, you won't heed it, but thanks anyway. We know.
We know you got the hots for a new Camry, and if you have to do it, go ahead.
I'm thinking Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
See if we care. We don't care what you do, Jordan. You do whatever you want.
Well, I had to call to see what you thought.
You don't, and you don't care what we said. See,
Right.
No, not really.
But it's been nice talking to you anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been real. Yeah, don't call back.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Jordan. Thank you.
Well, it's happened
Well,
again.
it's interesting though. We don't care what they do.
And they don't care what we say. What are we doing here?
What are we?
We're wasting our time.
We're wasting our time. We're wasting their time. And we're taking up valuable satellite time, which could be going to beepers.
No, if we weren't on, Scott Simon would have to do an extra hour. That would kill him.
That lazy bum wouldn't do it.
No, it would kill him.
So is he paying us or are we paying him?
I don't know
It's hard
exactly.
to know, isn't it?
Well, it's happened again. You frittered away another perfectly good hour listening to Car Talk. Our esteemed producer is Mr. Doug Berman. Our associate producer and dean of the College of Automusicology is Mr. Ken Rogers. Our assistant producer is Ms. Catherine Ray. Our engineer is Mr. Jonathan Marston. And our menu advisor is John S. Lawler.
Wow, aren't you formal today?
Yes, rather. Our public opinion
Threat of
pollster.
legal action?
It's that 1-888-227. That's been doing it to me. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research, assisted by statistician Margin Overa. Our customer care representative is Haywood Jabuzzoff, assisted by Kurt Reply. Our director of catering is Russell Upsomgrub, and our director of winter motorcycling is Helmut Cold. Peekaboo Street directs our intensive care unit, which is known as the Peekaboo ICU. Our director of moral support is Hugh DeMann. Our British cutlery specialist is Sir Irving Spoon. Sir Irving.
Sir
Irving.
I got it.
I know. Our sexual harassment counselor is Pat McCann. Our Leo Tolstoy biographer is Warren Peace, author of Leo Tolstoy by Warren Peace. Our chief counsel from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe is Hugh Lewis Dewey, known to the other bums as Huey Louie Dewey. Thanks so much for listening. We're Click and Clack. The Tappet Brothers don't drive like my brother or my sister.
Don't drive like my brother or my sister.
We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
And now here is our chief mechanic, Mr. Vinny Gumbatz, with some highly pertinent information.
Yeah, permanent this radio, man. Hey, if you want a copy of this week's Car Talk show, which is number 25, you call our Shameless Commerce Division. That's 1-888-CAR-JUNK. You got that?
And if someone wanted other Car Talk paraphernalia, Vinny, would they call that same number?
No, you've called Charlton Heston at the NRA, you dope. Of course you called the same number. 1-888-CAR-JUNK. Or you can get stuff through the online Shameless Commerce Division at cartalk.com.
Thank you very much, Vincent. That was very, very helpful information.
Yeah, help this, will you? Car Talk is a production of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe and WVUR in Boston.
And even though Charlton Heston shoots first and asks questions later, when he hears us say it, this is NPR, National Public Radio.
The Constitution, the border, the rising costs of everything. Issues this important can't be explained in a one-way conversation. Sometimes you need to talk things out. Every day on the 1A podcast, we bring together experts and public figures to discuss the topics at the top of your mind, so you hear more sides of a story and understand why it matters. Listen to the 1A podcast from NPR and WAMU.
President Donald Trump is testing the power of the presidency in ways that are stressing global financial markets, federal courts, and changing the United States' relationship with the rest of the world. What is Trump trying to do, and is it working? Trump's Terms keeps you up to speed. It's a short podcast where we curate NPR's coverage of the Trump administration. Trump's Terms. Listen in the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.
On NPR's Throughline,
witnesses were ending up dead.
How the hunt for gangster Al Capone launched the IRS to power.
Find NPR's Throughline wherever you get your podcasts.